a love life can be interpreted in any kind of way. It could.
You know exactly what it is implying.
Hello and welcome to the Says Who podcast with Kat and Tip and a very, very, very special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I mean, I don't know about special guests, but hey, I wandered in. I'm here. It's me. Tip 2, Harbo Wholmes. I'm back again.
I know, it's a multi-tip episode.
It is.
It is. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Just kind of roasting alive in this kind of spring heat in my office as always. So yeah, that fun time of year.
Mm-hmm. I've been indoors all day working, and then I went out to take the bins out, and it was so sunny and warm. I was like, why am I working in this? I want to be out. I want to be a forest fairy by the river, writing
Forest fairy.
Writing
messages.
Yeah.
just to leave them for travellers, like it's some sort of game or something.
Putting them on stones and stuff. I don't know.
Cat's behind the fairy circle in 73 yards. Confirmed.
Why do you think I knew so much about it?
There we go. The answer solved. Come on, what? We're not even 5 minutes in and already major information dropping.
Yeah.
There we go. This is prime Says Who lore being dropped right here.
Yeah.
I'm glad I could be here for this moment.
It was only right to have all the tips together, you know?
Well, I beg your pardon.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Okay. Well, thanks for lowering that tone.
Well, it's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
I've realised it was just a very special guest, and then we've not actually said
to make sure to
introduce himself, but
yes,
do it again. Yeah.
To do it again. Yes, I am Harbo Wholmes. I do YouTube stuff. There you go.
No, he does incredible Doctor Who videos, commentaries. So, guys, this is really exciting because the day that this is going out, it's Harbo's birthday. So everyone has to comment happy birthday below. Woo! And we're going to sing happy birthday right now. Ready? 3, 2,
the syncing on
1.
this is going to be awful.
Okay, we're not going to do that. But I'm going to say happy birthday.
Happy birthday, mate.
Yeah, happy birthday to me. Need one of those. What are they called? You know, the little things you blow into and it like unfolds.
The little streamers.
Oh, I thought you meant like...
What are they called?
Like party blowers, party streamers?
Flute.
Is it a party blower?
Party blower.
Either way, yeah, I got one of those. Just you can edit in a sound effect.
I will. Yeah. I'll edit in all of the sound effects here.
Yeah.
Yes. So today we're gathered here to
on this special day
to discuss underrated Doctor Who episodes or stories. Yeah. I mean, are we concentrating on New Who for this? Did we agree?
Yeah.
It's kind of, I mean, I could throw out a couple of classic Who ones, but...
Yeah.
I could talk about the Velvet Web if you want. That's okay.
I beg your pardon? Oh, is that a comic story?
No,
the
wait.
Velvet Web.
Did I say... Is that what it is?
Do you mean the web planet?
No, in Keys of Marinus.
Oh, you mean very...
a
sorry.
specific episode.
Okay, you're going very specific, okay.
Wow, okay.
Oh, sorry. I've gone red and sweaty. I feel like I might have got the name wrong. Can someone Google me, please?
Just in case.
I can check for you. I've always got the list of Doctor Who episodes Wikipedia page is always on my browser. I can just tab to it. Okay, Keys of Marinus. The Velvet Web is episode 2 of the Keys of Marinus.
Well
Sorry,
done.
say that again. Episode 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Kat knows this because
right.
I don't know if anybody else knows, but Kat's actually doing a classic Who marathon at the moment.
I don't know why anyone would torture themselves by doing a marathon of classic Who, but
excuse me.
No, I mean it is great when you watch it, but hey, not as I don't know about a marathon. But...
No, I'm on season 8 at the moment.
That's a
Because
that's a
I
good
had
one.
to. Yeah, I had to take a little break so that I could listen to a copious amount of Big Finish. And now I'm back on the grind. Well, I'm on the last 2 episodes of The Mind of Evil at this point.
The classic Who grind set.
Yeah, I'm so ready. I'm ready to get back into it. I'm bleaching the kitchen later, and I'm going to finish The Mind of Evil.
Honestly, what else?
As it was intended to be watched.
Yeah. What else would you be doing with a Wednesday evening? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's either that or listening to Big Finish. It's either one of those. And then maybe, I don't need to talk about this, underrated episodes.
Yes.
Yes.
Underrated episodes.
Let's talk about, we can dabble in, we can sprinkle a bit of classic in there. I don't know. If we're having a conversation, it ends up in classic era.
Yeah, it happens.
We just,
Sometimes it happens.
no one can see what I'm doing.
Just add a dash.
Yeah.
A hint of classic,
Kat's doing her best Salt Bay impression. There we go.
Right into a tea.
Yeah. It doesn't taste nice, no.
I mean, if you hadn't already guessed, guys, it's going to be quite a casual, loose, informal kind of episode.
Yeah.
So just stick around for the vibes, man. We're just...
And by that, we're going to be like an hour in and we haven't even talked about a single episode because Kat's too busy talking about shoelaces.
Don't get me started on shoelaces.
No. Right.
I will talk about David Tennant's Converse. Underrated episode.
Before we get into shoelace talk, would anyone like to offer forth an underrated story to start us off?
I think as Harbo is our special guest today, he gets to do the first.
Well, I was about to say, given that you guys are the guests, no, you guys are the hosts, sorry, and I'm the guest, you should start. But I mean, I guess, yeah, throw it all onto the guest.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, well, someone give us a story.
Okay, I guess I'll start then.
Go on then.
I'll start with my close friend Sarah's favourite episode in the entire world, Love and Monsters. She absolutely loves it.
Yeah.
It definitely doesn't make her see red.
She hates it.
Oh yeah, she absolutely hates it. But here I am, I don't mind it.
I don't mind it.
I say this all of the time. It's an absolutely brilliant story if it didn't have the absorbable off in it.
Yeah, and the whole paving slab bit. That's the
and
other.
the yeah, that was unnecessary. We don't need to know what you do with your paving slab in your own privacy of your own home. You know.
Come on, Elton. Have a bit of decorum, please.
Have a bit of class.
Love
you
the
know?
tone.
I don't know. Yeah. you whatever you get up to with your paving slab of your girlfriend is your own business. You know, you don't have to announce it.
But yeah, no, it's the story itself, like the narrative, is really good, and I really like it.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of this kind of parallel to the Doctor Who fan base, where it's like people come together, kind of and bond over, and they all have like different interpretations on like the show, and obviously in the episode it's who the Doctor is or what he is, but obviously it's clearly an allegory for the fan base and the show as a whole. And then you get the toxic people come in, like Victor Kennedy, and kind of try and make it something it's not, or just kind of ruin the vibes and everything. You know, it's like a great it's just a great episode talking about fandom and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It just obviously kind of everyone very much focuses on the big green alien that absorbs people into his butt.
Well, yeah. I mean, adding on to what you said, I think, yeah, absolutely. But I also really love what it does with Jackie.
Yes.
Tyler. I think kind of we never see it from the perspective of not the Doctor and Rose and the people that it affects, like Rose's mum, and how she is essentially just sitting there waiting for her daughter and wondering if she's ever going to come home, what danger she's up to. She's seen aliens, she's seen the Doctor in action, she knows what the crack is. So you don't ever think, because we're so absorbed in all the adventures, you never think of how it's affecting those that are still home. So I really, really like that take, and I really like the Elton Jackie relationship and like how that develops and how complicated and messy that is. and how uncomfortable at times it can get as well.
Yeah, no, because it's very much one of those episodes that benefits from how many episodes they were making at the time. It's so they were like, oh, we have this episode, we can't really put the Doctor and Rose in it, so let's focus on Earth as a setting and kind of what and who they're leaving behind and how the rest of the world is being affected and how Jackie is being affected. And it really helps to kind of characterize Jackie even more than just being this it's like, oh yeah, she's funny, she slaps the Doctor, she's a bit of a flirt to any guy kind of thing. It's like that's who she was before, but then that episode gives like, oh, you see this profound loneliness and this like just wanting for like a normal life and kind of thing like that. And I think it helps set the seeds for then like two episodes later, there's that great exchange between her and Rose in Army of Ghosts when she's talking about how much Rose has changed and how like she even starts to look like the Doctor now.
I love that.
And things like that. That scene works so much better because we've seen like Jackie's perspective on what life is like, just Rose being gone like that. It's like empty nest syndrome, but like to the nth degree, because it's not just that it's not that Rose has moved out, it's that she's halfway across the universe fighting Ood.
Yeah. And it's interesting as well because it's not just Jackie. Like we see the funnier sides of Jackie, and I don't think in Russell's first era any characters, so to speak, are two-dimensional at all. But it does give Jackie layers, and we do get to see more depth to her and another side of her that we don't get to see in other episodes. So it's nice just to give like a fully rounded character. Without the Doctor and Rose being there, and then that also adds depth, like you said, for when we get to Army of Ghosts Doomsday.
I think even just the idea of it, just the concept of doing a story only in your second series without your lead character, well either of your two protagonists really, and as you say, doing it from just shifting the perspective to this everyman and seeing, because we've never really seen, but like series 1 opens and we're seeing everything through Rose's eyes. She's our audience surrogate and things, but because Rose has been around for all of those episodes since, we never really get a new perspective on the Doctor or this world or these adventures, this life. So I think to just have a protagonist like Elton that is just a bloke, he's just a normal every man. And I think Mark Warren plays it brilliantly. Like I think it's a really, really great performance. But I think to only, I've got to try and do maths now. How many stories in? Probably about like 16, 17 stories in, something like that. Is that about right? If you're treating like two-parters as one story.
Oh, you mean in the series? I thought you meant like in the show at that point.
Yeah. So,
well, yeah, no, you do.
Including classically.
Including.
Yeah, so there's not that many.
So just like
you can really just condense it all down.
So you got like 10 stories in series 1.
Wait,
because you got
hold
3
on. This is where Google can help me because they list.
I'm going to say about 16.
100. Rose's 100 story 157, and then Love and Monsters 175. So 18. Yeah, it's like 18 stories in.
Okay, there we go. You were close.
Yeah, you're close.
Yeah, I think for only 2 series in, only 18 stories in, to go, okay, let's do something completely experimental and, let's have not really any of our core cast of characters. Yeah, we've got Jackie who's like a sort of secondary character, and you've got all of these flashbacks to, the Auton invasion and Rose and Aliens in London and the Christmas invasion and stuff. But other than that, it's kind of its own little just oddity, I guess, within the run. And I think it was quite a bold sort of move to go to have the faith in it. So I think regardless of what people make of it, because it kind of became the black sheep of the RTD era, and then I think consensus on it has kind of shifted a bit. It's had a little bit of a renaissance in the last few years.
I was gonna say, what would you say it's an underrated one? Because I feel like it's really Marmite. Either you really love it or you really hate it. Like that's the consensus I get. This is what I posed to you.
Well, no, it's funny because obviously, like back when I was making like my videos for like within like the first 2 years, and like the big series I kind of did was Defending the Despised, which is returning. It's yet to come. I'm doing a Defending the Despised all about TV movie, because that will be relevant very soon, being the anniversary. But anyway, back when I was making these Defending the Despised for the first time, Love and Monsters was like very much one of the first I kind of wanted to focus on, because its reputation was so terrible for so long that it's like the most hated episode at the time. And obviously there's quite a few episodes now people can kind of argue about as to what they consider the most hated, but for a long time it was like just Love, like people were even more like, they were even nicer to Fear Her than they were to Love and Monsters, because Love and Monsters just had this complete, that it was like the worst of the worst, the ultimate dredges, like the lowest point the show has ever done. And it's like, I don't know how you can say that when the Web Planet exists, but I digress.
Oh, okay, you want to go there.
I feel like this happens every time on the podcast this comes up.
It's going to be
okay, well, I will have you know that there is a First Doctor comic that is Return. Is it Return? It's like Return to the... I think it's Return to the Web Planet or Return to the Zarbi or something. I think it's Return to the Web Planet. And it's like a little sequel to the Web Planet, and it makes it even better.
But I don't think that would, because that doesn't make the...
You haven't even read it!
Yeah, but I'm saying that doesn't make the Web Planet a better episode to watch.
No, but I just wanted to say that if you watch it and then read the comic, you'll be like, wow, I love the Zarbi so much. They're so cool.
I mean,
I think is the most egregious thing about the Web Planet. It's not that it's got 101 concepts that it's trying to do at once. It's not the Vaseline smear on the camera. It's not the way too ambitious costuming and props. It's the pissing sound design.
I was literally about to say my ears will never be able to tolerate the Web Planet. It is so obnoxious.
Like,
I just think it's so
episodes.
Charming.
It just never ends.
Think it's so
it just never ends. It feels like torture.
God.
I love it.
We're going to end up reviewing it on the pod at some point, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
It's like, how like some people are like, oh, hell is like this personally designed torture chamber. It's like, I feel like for me as a Doctor Who fan, it would be just like a constant loop of the Web Planet, and it just never ends. That would be enough to drive me insane.
There are definitely worse classic episodes.
I disagree.
No. Oh, okay. This is a conversation we're going to have later.
Oh. That sounded like a parent telling their child off. We'll talk about this.
We're in
home.
the shop. Yeah, don't embarrass me.
Anyway, Love and Monsters.
Yeah. Sorry.
I think regardless of what you think of its quality, I think you've got to respect how bold and how kind of fearless it is to even attempt doing a story like that.
And it's a really good character study. Like, if nothing else, it's just really interesting to just sit and watch how everyone else's life unfolds when the Doctor and Rose are on our screens.
I was going to say, I'm going to throw something controversial in. I know that...
Oh, no.
Your least favourite element of it is the Absorbaloff. I actually think there are moments that Peter Kay is quite intimidating.
Can I say why I don't like the Absorbler?
Sure.
There's just something about... I like the idea of the Absorbaloff. I like the concept of it. Like, that isn't... Like, that in itself, within this story, isn't the issue for me. I do think it's Peter Kay, and I do think it's the design. I think it's just... This story is, like, not serious, but it is, like... It's like a drama. You know? Like, it's, like, a bit... It's like a... It's got a serious tone to it. Like, when you think of it in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a bit more naturalistic. It's a bit more like a TV drama. And then you've got... And I understand that you have to add the sci-fi element to it because it's Doctor Who.
I'm just saying, it's
but, like, that's...
I wouldn't say it's, like, that, like, serious, though. Because you do get Jackie waving her pants around in a laundromat and you get them, like... badly playing
ELO.
Yeah, ELO and stuff like that.
No, I know, but like I see it as like if you compare it to, I don't know, oh god, if you compare it to like Aliens of London, like the vibe is very different. I feel like this is a lot more like
grounded.
They're going for something different.
It's grounded. Yeah.
It is. It's more.
Yeah,
It's more grounded. Okay, maybe that's the better word. It's more grounded. And then the Absorbaloff is just a bit jarring for me. It doesn't like gel as like smoothly. Okay, it's like, you know, when you make a hot chocolate and the bits don't quite melt enough and you sip it and it's like you can still taste the powder. That's what it feels like for me. It's not like fully dissolved and nice and creamy that you can drink and go,
It feels like
and the powdery bits are Absorbaloff.
It feels like the monster from a different episode just accidentally wandered onto set.
Yeah.
Yeah, and was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm here now. That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah.
And that's why it jars me.
But I think there's an argument that part of that could be intentional because, you know, it is that thing of everything's going quite nicely and then this element comes in and completely disrupts and breaks down that sort of like family unit that they've built up. I do agree that...
Now, I like that. That makes it feel a bit more creamier.
Probably rephrase that, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, let me say it. I don't know what to say. I'm just gonna.
It's fine.
That makes it feel better for me, I guess.
Yeah, I agree that, you know, the Absorbaloff. I don't love it as a design or a creature, but you know, I think it's a similar kind of thing with the Slovene when people sort of say, oh, they're not scary, they're just like silly farting aliens. I think
I disagree with that though.
Yeah, I think there's an element of like the silliness and that slight like uncanniness to, oh, this isn't how people behave, this is a little bit weird. When like I always think of that scene where they kill is it General Asquith? I'm trying to remember the Battles in Time card.
Well, when she's like, I'm shaking my booty.
And they're all just farting and then like grinning. Yeah. And then you have that moment where he says, like, I'm gonna have to like report you and stuff. And the face, that like sort of sinister, I don't know, there's something really unsettling about them being a bit goofy and silly because in such a serious situation. And I find a similar thing with the Absorbaloff, not to the same extent, but there are some little bits that, like when he attacks Ursula and when he's doing his faux little like, oh, I'm such a clumsy beast, and all of that, and then you get that like look when he's sort of like really like smirking. There's elements of that performance that I genuinely really like. Yeah. A lot of it is just silly, you know, it's Peter Kay dressed as I think he said himself, like, when he saw that episode go out, I was like, oh, it's just me as a green lizard running around Cardiff. But
because he's in like a loincloth as well. It's just like, why? why is he in a loincloth?
Yeah. There's just so many things that I'm just like, oh, really? Like, I think we could have adapted. We needed a few more sketches, I think. But wait, no, this was someone's competition design, though, wasn't it?
Well, there's a whole story there because it was they did not really translate it the way. So obviously it was famously created by YouTuber Channel Pop, and it's now very well known that what he actually intended was for this to be like a giant, like, was it something like 10-story tall monster that was like walking around like absorbing all these cars and buildings and things like that, like almost like a kaiju from Godzilla, not just Peter Kay as a lizard.
I see. So they went, oh yeah, we like the concept of this, we're just gonna not design it how it was intended.
Yeah, they just took like the general look of it and just instead were like, let's just change everything that actually made it interesting and make it just weird and not work. And it's like, well, why do it all then?
In fairness, this was the cheap episode.
that so... is, you can tell.
Yeah, but
you can very much tell.
But I don't even think you can tell though. I don't think that it looks like a cheaper quality.
Well,
okay, the silence is deafening.
I don't mean that as in like it looks bad, but like it's all set on modern day Earth with majority human characters.
Yeah, it's not that it looks bad. It's more you can tell where they cut the budget to be like, right, we've got to reuse things and stuff like that.
But it fits what they've written, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, which is what you should do.
Yeah.
Like, if you know you've got a limited budget, you make it work. You
write for it.
You don't write something you know you can't work with, like a giant 10-story tall absorbing monster. But you're then like, we can't do this. Fair. So why did we put this in the cheap episode? There you go, half an hour. That's my contribution, right?
No, I enjoy. And
me too.
I've got more for later, but
Kat, when you were saying about is it underrated because it's a Marmite one, I think the people that say no, this is awful and there's nothing redeeming about it, I think that in itself it's underrated. Like it's underrated because it's not as awful as it's made out.
And I do think some people just jump on a bandwagon with it because they hear other people say it's bad. So they go, oh, okay, well that must be really bad, so I'm going to say it's bad too.
Absolutely. It's not even. I can think of 2 worse episodes in that series.
Go on.
Fear, Hair and Tooth and Claw.
Them.
I quite like Tooth and Claw.
Ooh. See, me and Harvey, you're on the same.
Coincidentally, it's the 20th anniversary of Tooth and Claw when this episode goes out.
It is.
I remember because it's one of the few Doctor Who episodes that came out on my birthday, and it's one of my most hated because it's just so boring.
Yeah.
I think Rogue came out on my birthday. I think that's the only one that's actually come out on the day of.
I don't think I've ever had one on my birthday. Oh no, The Beast Below, I think, went out on my birthday.
Not the worst.
I like The Beast Below as well.
I think Blink was the day after my birthday.
You can claim that. Yeah, just you claim it. It's close enough.
Yeah.
So I'm taking that.
Yeah, that's mine.
Yeah, what was I saying? Fear Her and Idiot's Lantern, I think are both.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, Idiot's Lantern is one of those I always just kind of forget exists because it's just kind of so forgettable and bland. It's like not bad. It's just so mediocre that it's just like it's like the perfectly average episode in the series. It's just like there's like very little to say about it. It's like it's there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of RTD1 stories, speaking of the cheap episode, speaking of residents of Raxacoricophalopatorian and
Boomtown.
Yeah, Boomtown. Yeah, go on, Kat.
You know that I'm a massive lover of Boomtown.
Mm-hmm.
I like Boomtown.
I love it. I think it's like a solid 8 out of 10. It's like not completely different, but it's kind of the same as Love and Monsters, where it's just like a little character study. It's on Earth. we've got Margaret. Of course, you bring Margaret Blaine back.
Well, that's the whole reason it exists. They literally just
literally because they were like, well, we need to bring her back.
Yeah, so they're just like, okay, let's just throw an episode together because that's how like last minute it was.
Yeah.
And I think because the Slitheen was so well received as well, and we saw them, you know, in that two-parter as these kind of like, obviously completely grotesque, horrible government bodies, aliens, I mean. And it was nice to see a more complex side to them through Margaret, where I really, really love that scene with Kathy, where she's in the toilet and she's like ready to kill her until she's like starts talking about family, and then her little and then she shakes her head in the toilet, and it's just with her big Slitheen head.
I mean, she doesn't shake her head in the toilet.
No, sorry. She sat down in the toilet.
Who are you to judge Slitheen customs?
Yeah. Maybe that's how they show sorrow. I don't know. No, I think I just love seeing like just the different sides to it, and then that really lovely dinner scene with the doctor where he's like, and that's how you'd like, that's
how you live with yourself.
Because you let one go.
Yeah.
Just what does it say when the wind's in the right direction?
And then it's like she kind of like holds the mirror up to him to be like, well, you're not exactly an angel or a saint yourself. And it kind of it then helps build up to that coward or killer thing in the very next story.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yes.
I really, really, really like this episode, and it kind of gets it always baffles me when people write it off as like, oh, it's the run around like filler episodes, like, because I think you get all the sort of slapstick stuff. You know, it's a very sort of light and breezy tone at the start. When you've got, Mickey rocking up to the TARDIS, and then you've got the four of them, and they're in the restaurant. It's
very slice of life, kind of. It's like
exactly,
the whole point is like, oh, there's no immediate threat, there's nothing going on, and then it's like you just have that great moment of the Doctor seeing that Margaret's back, and he's like, I was having such a nice day.
Such a nice day. And then it's just her with her hand up.
And it's just such a good way to be like, well, here we go again. Because it's like not like the same, say, scale as Aliens in London or whatever. The focus is more on like the Doctor and Margaret paired off, and then like Mickey and Rose. You kind of, again, like you said, it's kind of almost a bit like Love and Monsters in that sense, where we see how Mickey's struggling with like, he doesn't even know if him and Rose are even together anymore because they've not even had that conversation. And so it's like he's tried to move on, and then it's like, but he doesn't want to have to move on. He still wants to be with her. And it's like, we see that very kind of domestic side of things that I think is why I appreciate those quote unquote filler episodes. Because sometimes you need those to like, slow down the pace a little bit, build up some like recurring characters or like a recurring setting to ground everything else and be like, well, this is what the companion is like leaving behind or running away from, and like this is what's been going on since. And it's like those kinds of episodes are really important.
Absolutely.
And I think as well, because that is in my opinion, the greatest strength of Russell's writing. Like it's character and the real sort of drama and at the heart of it, and that's why I think his first run on Doctor Who, and all of the other stuff that he's done before and since, works so well. And I think it's why I have a bit of a disconnect with this recent run, because I don't think the emphasis is on character and the relationships between the characters, and just the emotional drama at the heart of it. And I think having an episode like this, that you say, Harbo, it's not necessarily filler. It's okay, let's slow down a little bit and give time for these characters to breathe and kind of take stock of where we are, and especially I think before just going into that big finale.
It's also not filler for the way that it does set up the finale, because you get a stronger emphasis on Bad Wolf, even though that
it's the
kind
first
of like
time
a throwaway line.
It's the first time
but
they
it's
mention
the
it.
first proper address it.
Yeah.
And make a point and a thing of it. It also shows Rose how to save the Doctor at the end of the finale, because they open the TARDIS and all the Margaret Blaine stuff, blah blah blah. So that's a really
and you have
bit.
the vortex surfboard thing that they then use to like magic technobabble themselves into not getting blown up by the Daleks.
Yeah, exactly. So it has so much setup for the finale, and because it's so well kind of like interweaved and like put into the story, you don't really notice it until you look back and go, that was a really clever setup, that was a really clever way for what is coming next. So no, it's not filler at all.
So
it's absolutely
the only thing I'll ever hold against Boomtown, and this isn't even Boomtown's fault, is that the next time trailer spoils that the Daleks are coming back.
Yeah.
It's like, why?
Yeah.
Why would you give that away?
See, as soon as those end credits came, I was off doing my thing, so it didn't spoil it for me.
That's the thing. As a kid, like I don't think it worked, but like revisiting it, like when you're like watching it with someone for the first time, you're like, nope, we can't watch the trailer for the next one.
Yeah.
It's like they're like, why? It's like, we just can't. Nope. They didn't do it for this episode. Sorry. Well, yeah, got to move on.
Something really funny happened that I want to say just before we move on, where this situation happened. So obviously I like to write out all of the like episodes and like Big Finish stories that I'm going to listen to and stuff like that. And I wrote down a Big Finish collection. I'm not going to spoil it, so just in case someone wants to go and listen to it. But I wrote down one of the collections, and literally the fourth story in that collection was like the Dalek something. And obviously I didn't even like clock it, so I was like writing it down, and then I would listen to the first episode, and then they announced the Daleks at the end, and I literally went, what?
Meanwhile, it's right there.
And then I highlighted it off my sheet and then looked down and saw episode 4, the Dalek whatever, and I was like, oh, it happened
it's like,
again.
Oh, you mean those Daleks? I thought they were talking about different Daleks.
I thought you meant the other Daleks.
Who knew?
Sorry.
If only there was signs.
Who knew?
Well, what a surprise.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
The one thing I will say before we move on from Boomtown, the thing that I really love about it is that you start with that lighter tone, and you have that, all that big slapstick sequence of she's climbing out the window, isn't she? Yes, she is.
Yes, she is.
And all of that, and I think it's really well shot as well. I think Joe Ahern, like, really, even just little things like where they're all getting their mobiles up and like in a sequence with this,
yeah.
Beautiful. But I love how it's this very like, even when they've caught her, they're all celebrating, and then Margaret just drops that bombshell of like, they've got the death penalty. Like, take me back, I'm dead.
The great thing about the episode is like, you kind of they catch her and it's like, oh, that's it. We're done already, and it's like, well, no, because we've got all this aftermath to deal with that we never usually have to deal with. It's like, they caught the bad guy. Now what do they do?
Like... And it's such an interesting like moral dilemma, I think. I think the one thing I wish that the story did, obviously you've got this whole dilemma between, well, what can the Doctor do? Because yes, Margaret has tried to kill and has killed all of these people, but there is an element of maybe she has changed. And then before the Doctor has to make any kind of difficult moral decision, it's only joking, kind of, I was villainous all along.
And now I'm an egg, so it's like you don't have to do with any of that.
Yeah. I think you could have, there's surely a way that you can have that dilemma going and then still have the outcome of him turning her into an egg, because I think that in itself is a weird sort of macabre kindness in a way. Like it's bizarre and very strange, but it's a he's giving her that second chance.
Just
but
wait
also
until you
not-
see the weird comic follow-up they did. I don't know if you ever come across that.
Yeah. I've heard about that.
I haven't, and I want to read it now.
I mean, I guess I can tell you what the story is, but then
Okay, no, I want to read it.
yeah, so
Maybe
you probably should better
that's-
experience it for yourself.
I was gonna say that's a pod extra.
Especially because
No,
there's
I think-
like another thing in there. There's like 2 other things in there. You're just like, they really just wanted to just connect this to a bunch of random stuff here.
Yeah.
Oh. To go off what you said, Liam, I think they do what you're saying that they didn't do.
Go on.
Because I don't think that it would have worked, or the ending dilemma for the Partner of the Ways where it's the Caldor killer situation. I think, not that it wouldn't have hit us hard, but I think if you had this really strong moral dilemma where he did go and take her to her death, and then you've got that kind of situation in the Partner of the Ways, I think it would have been like very deathy. But I believe, if my memory serves, he was going to take her to her for them to figure out if they wanted to kill her or not.
Yeah,
like they were
stand
on their
trial,
way to
basically.
do that. Yeah, to her trial, and then the TARDIS situation happened and she turned into an egg. So he had already made that decision.
Is that how the YouTubers in the Doctor Who universe talk about things? The TARDIS situation is crazy.
You know what I mean. Go watch it. But so like he has already made that decision where he's like, it's not my problem, it's out of my hands. I'm gonna deliver you to them. If they kill you, they kill you. If they don't, there you go. You're gonna get your punishment either way.
He said that he's made that decision, and then you have that dinner scene where it's like a
it's right
it's
after
really
they
testing
get back from
him.
dinner
Yeah,
that she then turns evil. So it's like he hasn't really had the time to make a choice like at that point. 'Cause
Yeah.
he's now been given the side of things that could talk him out of it, but then the episode doesn't really do anything with that.
there's no space for that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought that he was still stuck in his decision, and she's trying all of these different ways to try and convince him not to, but he's already made his mind up that it's out of his hands who's going to take her there.
I always got the impression that he's, because I don't think he's ever sure. I think he puts on that, not my problem, they can deal with it.
which is
But
Which
I
is
think in
exactly
the
why
back of
he's
his
like-
mind, it's like, can I do this? Is like, and then he doesn't have to. He ultimately doesn't have to decide whether one way or the other. Like, because I think this episode sits in that moral grey of there's no right answer, and then I think it kind of slightly undercuts it by having Margaret be like, ha ha ha. I'm strangling
Only
Rose
me.
now. Yeah, like
With my
I don't know, I
one
think if-
Slovene arm.
I think if they like,
that was definitely the Slitheen arm in Dalek in the museum
100%.
that they
Yeah,
just
I
slipped
think-
back on her.
I think if they like just committed to that and stuck with it, maybe there's maybe it'd be a more interesting exploration of that. It's slightly. I don't think it makes the episode worse, but I think it could
No.
elevate it if they'd continued that more interesting sort of.
Yeah, I mean,
thematic.
I was just gonna say, I think either way it's definitely, I think, underappreciated for sure. Regardless of like kind of that plot element, I think a lot of people.
Yeah.
I think it just kind of suffers, and I mean, I guess another one I think is underappreciated is the long game. I think both those 2 episodes suffer from being
agree.
in such a stacked series. That it's like,
Yeah.
just by the nature of how things work, you're going to have episodes that aren't as good as others. And those are kind of ones that end up there. Like, I think like the only episode in series 1 that I outright don't like is The Unquiet Dead. All the others I really like.
Okay.
Why?
It's another Mark
Cat's
Gatiss
pulling
episode,
such a
isn't it?
face.
It's just kind of bland and mediocre and average. And
yeah, but the Gelth are cool though.
they're all right. Yeah, I mean, it's the thing. It's not like a horrible episode, but I'm not really fussed
Eve
with
Miles.
I'd say
Adore.
See, I don't like the long game, but I think there's a lot to like about it.
I mean, Rose's jacket alone is like 90% of why the episode is so good.
Do you know what I mean? Like she rocks up and she's like, "I'm gonna serve."
And it's like I own that jacket now because it's that iconic and that good. I bought that jacket.
I can't wait to cosplay Rose with you.
We got to do, all three of us have got to do a Rose.
Yeah, what are you gonna cosplay, Liam?
Do
you think you could fit into my Girl of the Fireplace cosplay?
Something tells me we might be slightly different sizes, but I'll give it a go. No, I think maybe I'll do New Earth, but like Cassandra Rose and just like the really low cleavage.
Just showing a little bit of skin there.
Yeah.
I think the chest hair will really set it off.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, that will complete it.
Yeah. Long game. I think my biggest gripe with it is that it's two stories sort of smushed together, and neither one of the stories really gets to play out fully.
I think it could have been a two-parter for sure.
Yeah, or I think even, having the whole companion that couldn't Adam thing being the A plot.
I really wish they would kind of try that again. Like they haven't really. Like, wouldn't that have been great for like Conrad to have been that kind of character? Like have Ruby bring him along for some adventures.
Yeah.
And then we kind of see him just like, then we start seeing the mask slip, and it's like, hang on a minute, what? He's making some really questionable judgment calls here. And it's like, well, what's he really like? He's like trying to steal stuff or whatever, and then just conveniently at every opportunity, like, oh, he just gets a chance to talk his way out of it, or Ruby isn't like gives him the benefit of the doubt. But then it becomes clear. It's like, oh yeah, he's not companion material because he's not got that like, morality for it. I really think like that's like one of the biggest strengths of the long game is introducing this idea of like, not everyone is cut out to be a companion. It's just the problem is because they have to condense everything into 45 minutes. They've then got it's such a rich episode of like so much good world building and all these like background things, and just even throwing out random like sci-fi words like Kronk burgers. Like it's just these fun terms that are there. And it's just such a rich setting that I think they needed more time with it. But I absolutely think long game is like so kind of unfairly hated. Just because it's it has to be one of the episodes that's not as good as the rest in series 1. And
absolutely,
I always enjoy it.
Yeah, like I've always said like that I don't really like it, but I do think it's the weakest episode. I do think The Unquiet Dead is probably the next up in like from that bottom of of series 1, but I think it really speaks to the quality of that series that an episode like The Long Game can be the worst of the lot.
Yeah.
Like,
I actually think like the Long Game kind of suffered from being ahead of its time a little bit because it's such a brutal political satire about like the importance of media manipulation in the news. Mm-hmm. And it's like they were like just 20 years ahead of the curve by talking about how easily that can shape opinions and pacify like audiences and things like that. Like obviously it's not like they came up with the idea, but it's always been a thing. But it's more of it's such a thing now that commentary like it means the episode has aged quite well in terms of the narrative, not obviously necessarily the effects, because you get the Jagrafest, just this weird pink CGI blob in the ceiling, just like okay, that's
I love the Jagrafest.
But it's like in terms of the narrative, it's just such an inventive, really cool idea, and it just does all these really interesting things. And I also really love how it technically is part of a multi-part story, because it's a prequel of sorts to the finale. Because it's like, that whole reason the finale takes place is because the Doctor, by making things better, actually made things worse, just because that's how like the unpredictability of like how timelines go and things like that. It's just like a really it's a really clever way that's something they haven't really done since. That it would be a great idea. It's like, the Doctor helping in this one thing made things worse down the line. Not because he did anything wrong, He did like what we would do, you know. It's like, oh hey, yeah, the Earth's being pacified and they're being fed all this fake information and just the planet's dying and this thing is killing people. Yeah, obviously you want to stop that, and it's like you can't predict then that means, because the Daleks were behind it all, hence the title, the long game, that just accelerates their plans. It's like you can't predict that, and it's just that's a great way to kind of take Doctor Who, and it's just full of so many ideas that they really should draw from again.
Yeah. I love that. That's not patronizing. That's like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess actually, come to think of it, Kat, what episodes do you have to offer here?
Such a good question. Okay, one of my comfort episodes that I'll just put on, and this isn't like a turn left comfort episode. Because that's like a proper comfort episode.
I remember that whole conversation.
Every time you say it, I must have heard you say it about 50 times, and every time I'm like...
It never gets easier.
No, does not compute.
Okay, well, this is a different kind of comfort episode. This is like a comfort episode where, like, I need something that isn't going to, like, amp me up before bed.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Like a relaxing kind of one.
Yeah, like so this is like just one that I can put on and I can just like close my eyes and just enjoy it, and it doesn't get like my blood pumping and my heart rate up. Mm-hmm. So, The Lodger. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess
I really
you don't
like
really see
The Lodger.
Too many people talking about it. Well, yeah, no. I don't think it's bad. It's like it's a perfectly, yeah, it's a fine episode.
I think it's a really creative episode. I don't see people talk about it much, and I think it is overlooked. I really like this episode on a couple of levels. One, I think it's like just a nice little like comfort in episode that you can just put back, chill, and it's all nice. But B, I also think that it's just a really interesting story, like in the sense of like a timey-wimey story. And I really like the idea of just, for example, someone walking past the house and the upper level isn't there. That's, you know, an illusion. And like with the little tannoy like, help me, can someone help me, like, please, can I, and then like someone coming in and then completely going missing. Yeah, I really like that. I really like the idea of them trying to find someone that can pilot the ship so that they could leave, so they're just as trapped as all of the other characters that we meet. So we see
so I was going to say, it's a concept so good that they blatantly plagiarized themselves by doing it again for the pilot.
Yeah.
For the what?
The pilot.
The pilot. With Heather. It's like she wants, like, they want a pilot. So they just take her.
It is different. Anyway.
Oh no, it was just a little joke.
Okay. Because you see our I'm like, I really love this episode. Can't think of the names. James Corden's character. What's
Craig.
That's what everyone calls him anyway.
Craig. So
yeah, it's the Doctor and James Corden.
Yeah. So Craig, obviously, he feels trapped, in the sense of like kind of his job, his life. He doesn't know what to do about Sophie. They're kind of like in this weird thing. And then you've got Sophie, who feels like she can't expand her horizons. She also has feelings for Craig, but she's kind of got that trapped inside her. But also she wants to go out and she wants to go and do the zoo things and all of this. Yeah, so you've got like that element. It's
a classic, just like rom-com story. It's like these friends, they get a roommate that's like a complete oddball. But then in the process, he is what brings them together.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just a classic rom-com story.
I think the Doctor is really well characterized in the story as well, from like his alienness and him trying to fit in and do all of the normal like kind of human-y things that he just isn't quite picking up on the social cues, because that's very much his Doctor. But I don't think it's overplayed like it then becomes. For example, like with Clara, and not like, oh, maybe I should put my clothes onto their visual whatever.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like that, you just
before he gets flaunderized, kind of.
Yeah. But like in those moments where like he tries the wine and spits it out because he doesn't like it, and he's doing Craig's job and is playing football because it's like, that's the thing. That's what happens.
I love how they play it, that it's like he's trying to be helpful and like do all these things, but that's what causes the rest between him and Craig, because Craig's like, well, it feels like you're trying to one up me. It feels like you're doing all these things to make make me feel bad and things like that. And it's like, but the doctor is like, he genuinely doesn't understand how these could be bad things. It's like, well, you were ill, so I let you have the day in work, and I went to work. And it's like, yeah, but in the process, it's like everyone prefers you, like, and then he gets jealous because it's like, well, Sophie finds you funnier and things like that, and it's all just this. It really humanizes Craig in like a very relatable way, because it's like, I feel like anyone, no matter how like secure they are in their world, they always have those fears. It's like, oh yeah, what if someone strolls in and they just like take everything away from you by being better. And it's like, it's interesting how they do it where the doctor's absolutely not doing that maliciously at all.
No.
Because he is doing it with the purest intentions. But it just shows how it's like, yeah, sometimes you can't like do what the doctor's doing. You can't try and do things for like do everything for someone. You kind of have to still let them have their own world and their own like
autonomy
little things
stuff,
that It's like, even with like the football, it's like again, it feels like the doctor just becomes this huge star, and it's like crazy. It's like, well, it's like this is like my little fun kickabout thing I have with my mates, and now the doctor's just like making it all about him, and it's like, the doctor's just having a bit of fun. But it just shows how he's just crashing into this world, and I feel like by the end he kind of learns. It's like, okay, sometimes I gotta like rein it in a little bit. And I think it probably also kind of helps inform his character with Amy and Rory. It kind of because it's you sort of the comparison I always love is how it very much seems like in universe that the 11th Doctor learned from what like the 10th Doctor or like the 9th and 10th Doctors were like not really doing when it came to Rose and Mickey, because obviously Rose and Mickey were together and the Doctor crashed in, and then suddenly kind of the Doctor like meddled intentionally or otherwise, kind of cut Mickey out and took Rose for himself, and kind of just completely broke up this relationship and caused all these problems. And it's like the 11th Doctor very consciously feels like it's like he's rejecting the possibility of doing that with Amy and Rory, and I feel like the Lodger is part of what helps him. Kind of, it's like a good stopgap in that way, because you have like Vampires of Venice earlier in the season, like the series, but then it's like you get him doubling down and like the Lodger to be like, it's like I can't let myself meddle too much in people's human relationships. I got to still kind of, so it's good on a character level for that.
And I think it's interesting as well with you saying there about 9 and 10 and Mickey. Obviously this was adapted from a comic with 10 and Mickey. And I think it's interesting the changes that are made, because in that comic 10's like going down the pub and he's like and I think because the 10th Doctor's a bit
being
more
a lad,
he's just being a bloke, and I think because the 10th Doctor's a bit more well suited to that sort of he can integrate a little bit better with
than what 11 can.
And then you get Matt's Doctor that's very kooky and all over the place, and so I think it's interesting that he kind of weirdly fits in by not fitting in, and and that the real thing of him like not understanding sort of other people and humans and emotions and all of that, it's not like it's not him being like, oh, football's the one with the sticks that and like all of that sort of stuff. It's like you say, it's him doing things with the best of intentions and then going, okay, no, I understand now why
that I shouldn't have done that.
Why that, how that looks. It's a good point. I've never really thought about that.
Yeah, I mean,
See,
I definitely
underrated
would think
episode.
I guess it would be. And I guess it kind of, I think it's one of those where a lot of people probably look down on it in hindsight, because kind of after that episode, James Corden became like such an annoying like figure in kind of pop culture. That people therefore, just because he was in the episode, they're more like to be, I don't like the episode because it's got James Corden in it. Where it's like in the episode, actually, he's not that bad.
He's fine in it.
He's entertaining and relatable, and he's a good character.
I mean, I don't hate James Corden. Like, I understand why people do, but I've never really got the sort of like real like vitriol for him. So I think the only reason why when you brought this up, Kat, I didn't say anything was because like I think it's okay. Like I think it's my opinion of it is I think probably about right. It feels like I don't know, a solid sort of 6. Like
one of those where it is just rated. It's not underrated. It's not overrated. It's just rated.
Yeah, I think the people that like say, "Oh my god, it's worse," and James Corden's so annoying and all of that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think they're probably not giving it enough credit. But generally, I think I don't know. I feel like the consensus on this one is probably about right. I would say.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong.
I mean, an episode I personally find quite underrated, and this is one where it's like kind of like hear me out, because it's like you may hear it and initially be like, well, no, I don't think that's underrated, but I think it's because everyone puts the focus on this like one particular element. I think Rings of Akhaten is quite underrated.
I like the Rings of Akhaten.
I really
a lot of people don't. A lot of people hate it.
So
You don't?
There we go then.
No, so this will be interesting.
I like it.
No, I really don't.
Okay.
Like
I say because everyone focuses on the speech part, right? Everyone's like, oh, that's the speech, everyone's speech. But it's like, I think it's a really good episode, even apart from the speech. Everyone just like only focused on the speech. But I think it's just like such a beautiful episode. It's such like a great first outing for Clara. It's like a really nice imaginative setting with lots of like fun aliens and noise designs and things like that. It's like another very similar to End of the World in that regard, where it's like, just look at how crazy the universe can be. And I love how sentimental the story is. Like, I'm a very kind of like sentimental and like sensitive person myself. So it's like episodes like that kind of hone in on like kind of the importance of like memories or like the attachment you can have to like an object and things like that. Yeah. It really strikes me. I find it such just a powerful episode, and it's really, it's entertaining as well, and it's like there's a lot of like fun back and forths in here, and it gives Clara something good to do. Kind of she gets split off from the Doctor, and kind of she meets the Queen of Years or whatever her title is, like that little girl, and like she inspires her, and then realizes like, hold on a minute, I've basically just inspired her to go to her death. Now let's go save her, kind of thing. It's like, and it's like, it's not a perfect episode, of course. There are issues with it, and like, I do think people probably do overrate the speech itself, which is funny because the episode I think people underrate. It's just that everyone focuses on the speech, but it's like, I know people have issues with like the whole. The solution being like the leaf and stuff like that, but I think maybe it's just the episode could have necessarily not tried to sum it up in just a sentence, because very much the sentiment is it's like, the Doctor has all like these lived experiences, but like the leaf, it means more to Clara. Like the Doctor's just saying all these things. It's like, look at all the stuff I've had. It's not that it really means anything to him in the same sense that like this leaf that like Clara takes to represent her whole family, it's like this is she wouldn't exist without this leaf kind of thing. It's like that. It's like all these possibilities, she's inspired by it. It's like a very personal touch, and it's like that's why I think it works so well. And I think they just maybe like could have worded it a little bit better rather than being like, so it's all the days that could have happened, because it's like there's trying to be a little bit too poetic with like summing it up. That it just opens up a can of worms as its own. It's like, well, how does that make sense, and how does that not apply to anything else? It's like one little stumble that I think people kind of take to wreck the whole episode, when I think the episode itself is like really, really strong and really good and really powerful. And I just love the long game. No, sorry.
Me too.
It's because we were talking about the long game earlier. I just had a random brain blank on there. I was just like, the long game. I do love the long game too. But
I think.
Go on, Lee. Why do you hate it?
Sorry, not to rain on the parade. I don't hate it. I just, I think there's a lot of interesting stuff in there. It feels a little bit underbaked to me, and I think it's quite slow. I find it quite sort of plodding in its its pacing, and then you'll have something sort of, and that's, I was going to say, you'll have something sort of a little bit of like excitement injected into it, and that's not me saying, oh, I think it's it's boring until a monster shows up or something. But
it feels like they're consciously being like, oh, okay, we now need to throw something exciting in to prop it up a bit.
Yeah, and I think like what are they called, the visual with the sort of like weird mask,
great faces,
like great, yeah. Then you've got like grandfather and all of that. Like, I think there's some really interesting designs, really interesting like concepts that don't really go anywhere.
Yeah,
the Rings of Akhaten, I don't know, it's one I've never really gelled with. I think it's got so many great elements. I just feel like it doesn't quite get there, and I feel a little bit underwhelmed by it. But you made some excellent points about the sentiment and stuff. Maybe it's one I need to revisit and reevaluate.
Let's see. So I feel like we've covered a lot of like 9, 10, and 11. Like, I guess what
I'm trying
like
to
12?
think of 12s. I'm trying to think of 12s now.
That's the thing, because it's like I like most of 12 episodes, even the ones that a lot of people don't. Just trying to think of the ones that I think people underrate. I could probably throw out Time Heist, because I think a lot of people don't really talk very positively about it, or they just like don't really talk about it at all. I think it's really good.
Yeah.
See, for me, like, I'm not really that kind of like spy guy, like infiltrating somewhere heisty bank situations. Like, I've never seen James Bond or whatever.
That was almost a sentence.
I don't know what you expected from. This is a chatty chill one. If you think that I can sentence
chatty
or
chill
word
one,
today, this is a chatty chill one. Yeah. So, considering like I don't really like enjoy that. That's not like my vibe. I do enjoy this one. I think it's just, again, like, I'm neutral on it. I think it's really good, and I think there's some really good concepts in there and stuff. It's not like my major cup of tea. It's not one that I like replay often, but it's one that if you put it on, I'd be like, yeah, this is good. I like this.
See, it's funny because I am very much like an appreciator of like heist movies and like spy stuff and all this very slick things, and like the like I love the TV show Hustle from around like it started. It also has Mark Warren in it, funnily enough. Calling back to earlier,
Adrian Lester to play the Doctor, please.
I've said this for years. Like he is like my pick to play the Doctor, just like he plays Mickey Brooks, because Mickey Brooks is basically just the Doctor as a con man. Like straight up with just talking to the camera, breaking the fourth wall sometimes, just explaining things. And it's like the way they do it is like the only way I've ever liked breaking the fourth wall.
It's a fun. I think because it's so casual. Like it's very much just they're walking down and then they'll just like have a chat with the audience.
It's very much because I like things like that, and like the Ocean's trilogy and just all these very like slick heist movies and things. I'll just I like all like the heist movies and stuff, and like Time Heist, it very much captures that vibe for me. Time Heist I find really slick. It's like really creative. It's such like a fun play on like it's like a heist but with time travel added in there, obviously hence the title. But it's just it's a clever way to kind of bring that genre into Doctor Who and like actually make it Doctor Who-ified, where it's like you do it this way, and it's like the great twist of like, oh, it's the Doctor tasking himself with doing it, and it's like a great they nail that like end of episode like montage to be like, well, here's what the plan was the whole time, and
the classic
kind of stuff like it. It's so just well made for like the genre it is, and I think just a lot of people don't give it enough credit. And I mean, hey, it's one of those episodes where it's got like a random future star in it, right? Because the guy that plays like Psy is now like a big name or something like that.
Jonathan Bailey. He's
it's just one of those. It's just suddenly it's like, oh yeah, now this person's really notable, and they were just in a random episode of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
I remember when they announced him, and I was like, wait, he's been in Doctor Who before. I know, I've seen his face.
It's like
and then I saw his Time Heist. I was like, yes.
Who was it that played Rixie's girlfriend in the deleted scene of Face the Raven? Because she's very well known now.
I don't know.
She wasn't actually in Doctor Who. Who was
Face the Raven deleted scene.
Where was it? Let's see if I can
That's an
find it.
underrated episode. Face the Raven.
Yeah, Naomi Aki.
Oh,
She was in a deleted scene of Doctor Who, and it's like now she's very well known and has been in like a bunch of movies and things like that. And it's like, well, her scene was cut, so it's like Doctor Who can't even claim. It's like, yeah.
I didn't realize it.
Actually, wait. I think she does kind of like appear in like one scene where she like calls him or something like that. But like the actual like, only scene where she really has like a proper and anything to do was like a cut scene.
Yeah. Oh wow, I didn't realize that was her. I mean, I've not seen that scene in yonks, but yeah. Oh, she's great.
Yeah, it's just one of those crazy things. It's like, that's a whole episode of its own. I imagine just to be like the random future stars that are in Doctor Who.
But then, I mean, Keely Hawes is in this as well, who's great.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, she is fantastic in this episode.
She's one of those actors that I'm like, oh, I kind of wish they'd saved you for a bigger
episode,
role, yeah. But no, she's brilliant in this, and I think the what's the creature called? The Teller.
The Teller, yeah.
I think the design for that is great, and also
I love the design.
Like the melting the effect.
Yeah, it's horrific.
Yeah.
It is
Melting
like
the
absolutely horrific.
Like such good little bit of body horror. I don't think that gets enough credit in like weird, freaky, scary
it just
moments.
Caves in the brain, and it's just like a thing because there's like no. It's so PG that it makes it freakier because it's like there's like no gore or blood. It just literally just caves, and it's so
like,
smooth.
Smoothed over, yeah. No, Time Heist is a good one, man. I don't think it gets enough credit. Yeah, underrated.
Yeah, I think people really should kind of like reevaluate it a bit more because people do kind of just like, it's just people are always like, Series 8's not that great, and it's like I will always defend Series 8.
I think generally the Capaldi era, I mean, it's had a little bit of a resurgence in popularity, but I think it could do with a proper sort of reappraisal. Yeah, who wants to suggest another one?
I'm trying to think of another one that is underrated.
I mean, I can throw a quick one out that we've already sort of spoken about on the pod.
Okay.
42.
Yeah, that's underrated. That's massively underrated. I love 42.
I like
you should definitely check out our podcast.
I like some of the ideas from it, but it's very much like when I watch it, I just see the start of so many issues that would like plague the Chibnall era. It's like you can just tell it's like it's got all those issues that he never quite ironed out, and it's like you can kind of just like that's like the earliest contribution he made. So it's like you kind of see it and you're like, it's always been there. In terms of just like we have all these characters, but it's like, do we really know anything about them? Not really. It's like
but you're thrown straight into the action, and I think you do learn as the story progresses about not necessarily as in depth as like some in different stories, but I think you do learn something, and I think the performances and kind of the direction that the story goes in when deaths happen, or like it's more of a focus on like how high the stakes are rather than how much you care about the character. So I think it's a hard balance that it has, you know. And some of the characters I'm like, oh, that really sucks that they died. Just from a couple of like moments on the screen.
I love the look of the episode.
Yeah.
Just how industrial everything is. It's all gross. Yeah. Everyone's just so like sweaty and it's just this really oppressive.
It looks hot.
They do a really good job like translating. It's like, they are suffering from the heat right now. It's like, and it's just getting worse and worse. And it's I like the idea of them having to just like clear all these doors. I'm just kind of hit or miss with the whole pub quiz setup of it.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I get why they like justify it to be like, oh, we got drunk, and it's like the problem is like the people that set the question, it's like being a whole different crew because we've just changed so many people since then. So it's like we've got these questions that we don't even really know the answers to. It's like it's like a decent idea. It's just it's just kind of a bit hit or miss for me.
Yeah, but it's kind of like a situation where they got drunk and they did it and they didn't take it as seriously as they should have because they didn't ever think they'd
of
be
course,
in that situation. And then now that they're in the situation, it's like, oh God, we should have taken it more seriously.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously I get that, like, in universe. I'm talking like out of universe. It just kind of feels like, oh, that's just like a bit of a random thing to throw in there to justify them having to like go through so many doors and why it takes them so long to get to the end and why they can't fix everything.
Yeah.
But it's a good way to keep the action going and the pace going while the story unfolds and you start to learn how they got into this situation.
I will say it right now, like the first Ross T. Davis era, I love it when they're running down corridors in that era of the show. They managed to make running down corridors so exciting. Like, think there's so many good ones. It's, there's that one. Then you get like Utopia of them running, like racing down corridors.
Yeah.
Like the Lazarus Experiment. I love when he's like running down corridors to like escape like the Lazarus beast. It's like just so like they just make it really fun and really exciting.
I love that chase scene in Smith and Jones with the slap.
They just make really good running down corridor sequences, and it's like, I know Classic Who obviously has the whole joke of like, oh, it's people running around corridor sets to pad out time and stuff, but with like the first Davis era, it's like it's really exciting, and it's like when 42 is full of people running down corridors, but because of like the set design and like the whole thing of just they've got this place to get to, and it is just down one long corridor. It just makes it work.
Yeah.
And it makes it really entertaining. And it's like, when it's like, isn't there one bit, it's like they're running down the corridor and then suddenly like the villain just like steps out and it's like, okay, well, we can't go that way. We've got to try and figure out how else to get. And it's like just this thing, because it just that adds to the claustrophobia of it. It's like, well, you're trapped inside this big spaceship that's basically like a submarine. You don't really have anywhere else to go.
Yeah.
You just kind of you're going one way or the other, and half the ship is like cut off because of the heat. And that's where the TARDIS is, so they can't just leave.
I think that's kind of the reason I like it. I think because it's the bus formula, it's the base under siege thing, but it dials it up to 11 and feels really intense. Whereas if this were a Pat Troughton story, it'd be over 6 episodes. We've got. It's condensed, and you've got that time gimmick and the countdown.
I do like the whole.
It's like this is in real time. Like it's like a fun idea,
and I think it really turns up the intensity of it. And you've got. I agree. I think there's a lot here that there's a lot of elements in this that are tropes of Chibnall's work on the show that I would later criticize. I think for me this is like one of the least
his strongest
egregious examples of some of those tropes, and
I agree,
even when they are there, I think they're utilized well. So I agree the supporting cast, especially when you've had the series before, you've had the Impossible Planet two-parter, who I think are the sort of the gold standard, other than Under the Lake. I think those two supporting casts are like the gold standard because you really feel like you've got an idea of them. The guys in 42, you don't really have as much. I'm not really as bothered, but then I think that's also part of the bus formula. Like, how many like Patrick Troughton supporting characters could you say that you feel like you have a good idea of? And I know the argument there is, well, but this is TV being made 40 years later, which is fair. But I think there's so much action and threat and like just dynamic storytelling for that not
it's a
to
great
matter
episode for the music as well. Like Murray Gold's music is great. Like in that episode, it's just like it has like levels of like just like industrial kind of sound to it, and it's like. And again, it's like because of the running down corridors, it's like because of the music is what makes it good, because it's like got that intensity of all the strange creatures, and just it really just adds to the urgency of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like I do kind of like the idea of they're illegally mining this fuel from like a star that happens to be alive, so that's the star it's like fighting back, and that's why it's the thing. It's but again, I feel like maybe that kind of does feel like a little bit like an afterthought in the episode, despite being like it's meant to be like the whole thing. It's like just very much like, oh yeah, by the way, it's because the star's alive, so if you look at it you get possessed. Okay, now moving on.
No. I think that's because I think you feel that way because it is a real-time episode, so they couldn't have introduced that right at the beginning. It had to set it up later on, and because it sets it up later on, there's not really enough time to fully explore that because we're finding out at the same time they are. So they can't just have it within the first 10 minutes and then you can have a bit of exploration throughout the next half an hour. They're finding it out as it's getting to a critical point. Then they realise, oh, this is why you're a bad person. All we have to do is this, and then you can release. So I think that's kind of just its format, that it maybe feels a bit underdeveloped, but it's because we're finding out at the same time. And because the threat is there and immediate, you have to immediately stop it. You know?
Yeah. I mean, Fortitude's just one of those weird ones where it's like, it depends what day you catch me on. Are we either like being nicer or harsher to it? I don't know why. It's just such like an episode that like I can never fully settle on, because I loved it as a kid, but then like the last time I watched it, I wasn't really like, I didn't really like it too much, and it's just like, it feels like it's constantly changing in my head, like whether I like it or not, because there's so many good ideas to it, but it does feel a little bit rushed because they're going for the real time element. So it's like it ends and then that's like it, and it's like, okay, well, you know, I feel like there's a little bit more we had to unpack from this, and then I guess that's probably like my main gripe with it. Maybe is it just feels like everything is just kind of packaged together, so like they try and condense it and compress it as much as possible to fit in the time, and it's like well, I feel like we kind of need some more of this to really kind of make it breathe and excel. But I do think it's full of incredible ideas, don't get me wrong.
I think it's one of those that you know, because there's a lot going on, and usually, as I say, that's something that I would usually criticize a Chibnall script for, because I think that's something he's guilty of in quite a lot of his stories, where he'll throw too many elements in and they don't have, it means that they detract from one another and they don't have time to fully be realized. But I think with this, it feels, because everything's like dialed up, and it feels like, oh, and then, you know, just when you think things couldn't get any worse, this happens, and then this happens, and this. And I think,
and now the Doctor's possessed.
Like I think it
but
it
that's
sort
the
of
way it was written.
Builds on, exactly. I think it just goes bam, 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 bam until oh, okay.
Well, no, I was saying that in a good way. That's like one of the good. It's just like one of the. It's just like it just adds to like the chaos of it. It's like, well, now the Doctor's out of commission, so good luck, Martha. Now you've got to kind of try and deal with this all yourself. And it's like, hey, it's kind of good when the companion has to deal with things and they have a character and their skills are actually useful for that specific thing. It's like, oh look, Martha kind of knows what she's doing because it's like an MRI machine. Martha. So it's like, hey, she can kind of put a bit of her like medical like background to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It just shows how intelligent she is, and I think it's a really good episode and shines Martha in a really good light, which it's kind of that transition where, because we at the beginning we see her so much of a not Rose, and then slowly throughout the series we start to see Martha as her own character and her being like, I am my own character in my own right. And I think that's a really good kind of like transitional episode where we do get to see that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
There was one I was about to say, but that might, because I think I
no, I
was just gonna throw out an episode idea for one we can talk about, but I don't know, things might get feisty with that. Well, an episode I consider underrated and kind of, I think at times unfairly hated, is Twice Upon a Time.
Now, I'm going to mediate here,
I tried to sit through this episode. Okay, let's just start here. Okay, right? I watched the whole of William Hartnell's era, and then I tried to sit down and watch Twice Upon a Time because we were doing the Christmas special episode, and I had to sit down and write and watch Twice Upon a Time so I could figure out where I sit with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was our ranking every Christmas episode, whatever, tier list, and I couldn't even get past the first 10 minutes because I was like, I can't do this.
But why?
I couldn't do it. I just thought this isn't it for me. I couldn't. It just really wasn't my cup of tea. Hey, people might love it, okay? And I've seen people. Yeah, you know, there are some people that love it, like you, and like.
You can hear the disgust in her voice.
I'm sorry. Like, I love Moffat, but I just don't like this one.
Well.
And in the blue corner, we have Harbo Wholmes.
It's kind of hard to like compete against someone that's just kind of resigned to just being like, I don't even want to like fight about this. I just don't like it.
I don't. I just don't think. Like, I'm not, like, I think that Moffat writes, like, war stories really well the majority of the time. This is one of his weaker ones. I don't really like how the characters are portrayed. I think the only character that stays true to itself is the 12th Doctor. I don't think that William Hartnell is, well, like, Doctor, the first Doctor isn't written, like, how I feel like it misses some of like his character, makes him out to be something that wasn't really there, or isn't there like that. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think David Bradley's great in it. Like, he does a great first Doctor. Not a fan of other people's acting in it. It's just not my cup of tea. Like, performance and stories and really my thing.
Obviously, I get it. It certainly does mischaracterize the first Doctor. I will concede that point every time I talk about Twice Upon a Time. I'll never say like, oh no, it's actually, you know, perfectly characterizing the first Doctor. It's like, no, it does get a lot of things wrong, because rather than like trying to write it for Doctor Who fans, Moffat's trying to write it for general audiences, and it's like, hey, what's the first Doctor? He was from the 60s, therefore he must have all these values. So I'll concede that, yeah, he dropped the ball in there. But I think Twice Upon a Time is like such a beautiful send-off that could have wrapped up Doctor Who as an entire show. It's just like, because like the whole thing is like, what happens when
Cat's fainted.
that was frustration right there. You didn't even give me a chance to plead my case here. It's like, I'm up against the wall right now.
You are.
It very much kind of poses the question of like, what is the Doctor when there is no villain? Because it's like the whole time he's like, I'm going to stop you, like this is wrong or whatever. It's like, I don't know what you're doing. And it's like at the end, it's like, oh, actually you're not doing anything wrong. It challenges him in that regard, and kind of he's in the state where he's like, he's at the end of his life, and he's very much kind of grappling with his mortality, and he wants to give up, and he's just he wants to just shut himself down and be like, I'm done, I'm done. And it's just like, it's great character journey of then, yeah, you get that kind of line of just like, it's actually got some great lines in it. It's like the one where it's just like, just like, you know, what one more life won't kill anyone, well, except for me, basically. It's like,
yeah.
Just like,
I love that line.
Like, yeah, well, it's like such a great way to kind of approach like the more modern take on regeneration, because it's like, yeah, it's like he is quote unquote dying, but it's like it's still him. Then like the Doctor still continues. It's just, yeah, it's very much kind of accepting that, and kind of accepting that he has to be around because there are so few good people kind of going around that he doesn't really want to remove himself from that equation. Because it's like, especially because, yeah, you get a little bit of that the jokey ego bit. It's like, oh, they're going to get it all wrong about me. It's like,
yeah,
it's just a very fun kind of approach to be like, yeah, well, he could give up here. He wants to give up because it's such a long life. And I just love the line about like love being a battlefield, because it just perfectly sums up how many lives he's led, how many people he's lost, and just kind of this constant, just he just constantly has to keep going and just always move on and things like that. And it's just such a powerful episode. And it's like, a lot of the times where I've watched it, it's been at times where it's been very like personally like kind of hitting for me, because it's been in times where it's like transitional phases in my life, or like when I've had to like move on from things, or kind of, you know, realize how much I'm changing and growing and all this kind of stuff. So like, I will admit I have personal bias towards it, and stuff like that, but it means I resonate with it so much more, because I see what it's going for about like it's like, hey, it's very much in line with that whole 11th Doctor thing of like, you know, we all change line kind of thing. It's like the Doctor is still in that kind of headspace. It's like, yeah, he's still constantly changing, and it's like all these testimony people, it's like he could fill up so many of these bodies, because that's how many lives he's had, not just literally but just emotionally and like mentally as well. Because even in the 12th Doctor era himself, he's been like 3 different people. He's like a different character each series. So it's like each time, you know, he's had all these different lives, he's had all this experience, and, you know, he's confronting that and just being like, well, if I've gone this far, I guess I can keep going. You know, it's like, it's very much a very, it's a bittersweet episode in like the best way. And I will always appreciate it because it shouldn't have existed. I know people tend to use that as a stick to beat it with, to be like, oh, well, it shouldn't have existed, so it was like not as much effort was like put into it on Moffat's side or whatever. But it's like, I don't know, it just feels...
That's not true.
Some people do kind of consider that, like, to be like, oh, well, they should have left it the Doctor Falls. And it's like, but I think it's a great epilogue for that episode. To be like, where it's like, yeah, he made this sacrifice, and it's like, well, now what? He has this choice. He could, you know, die, or he could regenerate. And it's just very much kind of, it's not just extra time with a character that I absolutely love. It's just, we have to see him grappling with that choice, and kind of, rather than it being like, oh, well, he's dead, it's going to happen anyway. It's more like, well, he can either regenerate or he can just completely die. And it's like, now it's in his hands what happens next. And I feel that makes it more powerful, because it's like, it makes it a choice. And I don't know, I just really love the episode, and I just think it's really, I think it's creative, kind of being like, oh yeah, we have like the 12th Doctor meet and the very first Doctor, and it's like, yes, again, I know they mischaracterized the first Doctor, but it's a fun way to be like, yeah, we have this huge gulf between these 2 characters, even though they're basically the same age in terms of like, you know, Peter Capaldi and like William Hartnell were like the same age when they were the Doctor. And it's like, so it's, you know, that in terms of the character age, quote unquote, they're very much the same, but they have this huge difference of like lived experiences and worldviews. So in that regard, it's great to pair them together. And then, yeah, obviously you have that whole question of like the whole ethical question of what Bill is in that episode, because it's like, you know, that the Doctor's like, well, you're not Bill, and then she's like, well, what are we if not for our memories? Because, you know, that's a very valid point in itself. It's like, hey, you know, even at the start of the call, we were very different people when you think about it, because now it's been 2 hours. That's a lot of time in memories and life to have like instantly changed. Like, we're constantly moving forward, and I feel like that episode really kind of gets that with Bill, where it's like, well, yes, it may not, in terms of an atom arrangement, like physical matter, yes, that's not Bill, but it has all of Bill's memories, it looks exactly like Bill. At that, what point is it Bill? You know, it's a really clever way. And it's like, you have that kind of just that relationship between the two, and kind of how, again, the Doctor himself would be confronted by the first Doctor to be like, well, you're not me, the same way the Doctor's like, well, you're not Bill. So it's like, because the Doctor's changed that much in his own right, and he's because he is, again, made up of memories at that point, because he's changed bodies so many times, and, you know, every single atom in his existence is long gone from the first Doctor. So it's like, so much has changed and all this stuff, and it's just a great way to approach kind of the progression of life and mortality, and yeah, it just has some wonderful scenes like the battlefield scene where, you know, they go back and the Doctor does that.
I do like
he just does that little bit of time meddling to be like, okay, I'll just move things a little bit just to save this one guy's life. And then, you know, they don't need to then make it a small universe by being like, well, now this was actually the Brigadier's grandfather. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? It's like, no, they don't need to do that. But it's just the whole idea of being like, yes, I have the power just to slightly change life. So I'm not saving his life. I'm just returning him. Whoops, I was a little bit late. Oh, well. It's like now then he's saving himself by getting the attention of his people. It's like the Doctor just kind of nudged things in that direction. And it's a very good way to kind of, again, show that positivity of the Doctor, where it's, there doesn't always have to be a villain to defeat. Sometimes it is just as simple as a character study episode. And I love it a lot. And the music's fantastic. And it's just an incredible episode that I think is massively underrated, because people go, oh, it's terrible. Or, oh, you know, because it does this one thing wrong or it does this thing wrong, it means you just write it off and no one deserves to talk about it. It's like, it's awful. It's like, no, I think it's far from the worst Christmas special. And it's like, it's a really great epilogue to like that era of Doctor Who. And kind of, I think, if Chibnall hadn't taken over, if that would have been the end of Doctor Who, I think that would have been a very suitable thematic way to write things off. To be like, we're tying it in a bow with this coda, this epilogue of like the Doctor seeing firsthand how much he's changed, kind of embracing the change, and yes, he's going off to more adventures that we might not necessarily get to see, but that's the nature of it, isn't it? So I think it would have been a really solid place to just leave things off on. But I think it's underrated.
I love everything that you just said.
I was just about to say.
I really wish that I could feel that when I watched it. But every single.
That might be like the biggest backhanded compliment I've ever seen.
Honestly,
in my life. It's like I love everything you said. It's a shame I don't feel any.
No. I everything that you just said, I was literally hanging off every single word. I was like, oh, that's amazing. So I might try and go back in and with that. All of that information and that mindset, and you never know, you might have changed my mind. Probably not.
Again, you just kind of have to overlook like the character flaws of like the first Doctor in the episode, and then kind of everything flows so much better. It's just once you don't really view him as like the actual first Doctor, you just view him as just like, it's a more just like, this is just another version of the first Doctor. Let's say it's just like
but that doesn't make sense.
I know, but I'm just saying it's one of those things. Moffat didn't write it for the anorak Doctor Who fans, even though he himself was one for his whole life. He wrote it for the general public that are like, it's just it's the old man Doctor from the past.
Yeah.
No, so but that doesn't make sense. Yeah, but that doesn't make sense.
I'm saying, but you don't have to like just approach it. Just tune your brain out of thinking of anything to do with the first Doctor in that regard, because that seems to be a stumbling point. Is like the characterization of the first Doctor, which again I will concede it's not good. It is like the weakest part of the episode. Mm-hmm. But if you kind of look at anything else in the episode, I think it does it really well.
You know what? Just for you, because you're my bestie, I will try.
I think you should.
And you never know. In a future podcast, when I've given it another go. We can circle back round.
Well, we're looking at it this Christmas.
I feel like I'm going to get an angry text out of the blue one time being like, no, I still hate it. You were wrong.
I still hate it.
It's like, how dare you make me rewatch it?
Yeah. Your sentimentality, God's sake.
See, I'm always sort of been a little bit on the fence with this episode because, there are things in there that I'm really like, oh, yeah. Which, primarily how the first Doctor's characterized. And then I think I quite like the idea of, that it's not an evil plan and all of that. Yeah. Like, I like that in concept, but then I think the story sort of struggles to find its feet a little bit. It sometimes meanders a little bit when it comes to the plot. However, the plot isn't the central focus. It's very much on the character and the themes and all of the stuff that you've just spoken about there. there's some really, really interesting exploration of the Doctor, I think. And I think there's some really nice parallels, like having it be, obviously the first Doctor at the end of his life and the 12th, and it's the first time. I mean, up to this point, what we thought was, or what at least, even if we are including the Timeless Child and pre-Hartnell Doctors, like it's the first time that the Doctor has any knowledge of regeneration. For all intents and purposes, this is the first time he's gone through that.
Because I love it. It's not just like the 12th Doctor looking back and seeing like the first Doctor. It's the first Doctor seeing so far forward and realizing how much he is destined to change.
Yeah,
and like seeing who he ends up being, and it's like just imagine you're like 25 and you see yourself at like 60 years old. It's like a completely different person, and you're just like, it would just completely just change your whole understanding of like yourself and like your life and things. I know, like obviously because of like multi-Doctor rules or whatever, that the first Doctor forgets everything the moment he leaves, because of like obviously the whole need for continuity, because it would like paradoxes and all that. If he understands everything that's going to happen, then that just changes everything. But it's just like we have that great moment of just like that speech kind of the testimony, like saying all these titles that the Doctor has kind of accrued, and it's like the Doctor of War, and then like the first Doctor's just, he's like shocked, he's like horrified, he's like how is this me? And it's like how do I become someone with all these dreadful like dark titles, like and things like that.
I love that it's those parallels as well, because as you say, it's the first Doctor looking forward and going, can I go through all of this? Like, can I regenerate to become this man and go through all of this, like all of this life and all of that pain and grief and bloodshed and all of that? And that's exactly what the Capaldi Doctor is going through, thinking, can I do this again? Like the whole thing of how many times can I keep doing this? Just like dying to be born again and
it's like there's literally
this hamster on the wheel. Like
there's literally a line in Heaven Sent that's basically like that, where it's like obviously in the episode it's presented as the literal sense of like how many times can I burn myself up and stuff. It's like that's clearly also a parallel to regeneration as a concept. It's like because he's constantly burning up his old self to then make a new self, and it's like it's just like like you said, it's very much kind of at the forefront of the 12th Doctor era as a whole.
And I think it's, I mean, you get that brilliant gag in that scene where David Bradley's like, what was that? And he's like, to be fair, they cut out all of the jokes. Brilliant line.
It's fantastic. But there's a lot of little bits of great humor in there.
I think that whole, as you were saying about the 12th Doctor having gone through so much and having been all of these different people, and is he the same person that he was at the start? It's a really interesting tie back to Deep Breath and the whole like Ship of Theseus argument of if you replace I think it's a broom in that analogy in that episode, isn't it? But
it's the Trigger's brush and the handle. Trigger's broom.
It's a really nice. There's so much in there. I think there's a lot of depth and like just interesting character stuff and themes. Even if I think the plot maybe doesn't quite hold water, and obviously Moffat maybe goes a little bit too far with where he pushes the first Doctor into
but when does it stop becoming a love of the concepts and ideas and themes of something, and like because you're saying, oh, like I really love this story for like its concepts, its themes, its ideas, like what it means, but just ignore the plot. So
I never said ignore the plot. I just said ignore the characterization of one of the characters.
No, that's I'm on the fence, but I think in most cases where because I think there's stories that have really interesting themes and concepts, but don't fully explore them.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case for this. I think it introduces those themes and all that, like juicy, like depth of and weight of characters and
it's not just like that they're like themes where if you like dig you find them. They're very much presented as the plot. Like it's
exactly.
very much like this is the plot right now. It's like, so it's but I think there's a few kind of episodes we've touched upon where you kind of do question. It's like, well, at what point do you just like the themes and like the narrative, like rather than the actual episode itself? I think there's been a couple we've talked about in this very episode, and I think that's probably, I mean, if we want to like kind of tie things up kind of in a way, like the general underrated episode like idea in just general, I think that's often why a lot of episodes are underrated, because when you kind of think about it, it's like, are we really talking about the episode itself or what the episode is trying to do? It's like how much like leniency are we giving because we like the ideas they're going for? So it's like, in our personal opinion, we think they're underrated, but then other people will be like, well, but the episode as you watch it, it's kind of like you said about the Web Planet. It's like, you get this sequel comic that recontextualizes or makes things better, but when I watch the Web Planet, I think it's terrible. It doesn't matter how much how much analysis you can do for it or how much extra stuff you can add to it in expanded media. It's like, when I watch the episode itself, I think the episode itself is awful. And it's like, I think that's kind of where, because everyone has such vastly different opinions on Doctor Who episodes. I think it's like, it's kind of like, every episode is someone's favorite, and every episode is someone's least favorite.
That's the great thing about Doctor Who, because it's so varied and there's so many ideas and monsters and adventures and writers and all the rest of it. It has a little something for everyone.
So like a lot of episodes that we would consider like underrated, other people would either consider overrated or like perfectly rated, or even more underrated than we believe, and things. It's just everyone has such a different approach to it. So the kind of the whole question of like underrated episode, even that is just like so subjective that like you could like there's no way to be like an authority on that, because everyone has their own kind of internal ranking system or rating system. It doesn't even have to be like, oh, is it 5 stars? It doesn't have to be formula like that. It's just like, oh, do you like this episode? And you're like, or like no, or like,
how
like,
much do I connect with this?
It's just like internally you do all this stuff without even thinking about it, and kind of you just ranking episodes against each other without ever even realizing what you're doing, because that's just what you do with any kind of movie or show or art. You compare it to what you know, just on a subconscious level, and it's like, that's how informs whether you like it or not. So I think it's good that there are so many episodes that people could consider underrated, because it just shows that is how much there is like an appeal for everyone within Doctor Who. Because any episode could be made an argument for either overrated or underrated or perfectly rated, just any of the three. Just anyone could make an argument for any episode about anything. So it's just like really good to have that much range.
Absolutely. I mean, that's like you guys said, I think that's the beauty of the show, the fact that it can and has been and will be everything and anything. Like there are that's the premise of it, isn't it? It's the anywhere, anywhen, but also deeper than that. It can take on any kind of tone, really, within reason. For a BBC family show that's on at 7 p.m. or whatever. But
although sometimes it does incorporate jokes about having sexual relations with a paving slab.
Yes, it does. It does.
I don't know what was he in what like headspace and state do you have to be where you sit down and go, you know what? That's great though. I can't say I've ever written it and just had that much of an out of left field at it. It's like, it's like not even just, she's melted into a paving slab and the doctor, digs her out. It's like, that's fine on its own.
That's fine.
Like, it's to take it a step further.
To be fair.
Go on.
To be fair.
Where are you going with this?
I was just replaying the scene in my head. To be fair, okay, I know that, like, it's insinuated, but he doesn't say, "Oh, I do this with her." It just says we have a love life.
Yeah.
A love life can be interpreted in any kind of way.
You know exactly what it is implying. The same with the war between the land and the sea. You taste like salt. You know exactly what that was about.
That was insane.
It's Russell.
Insane.
It's just so funny because I still haven't seen that show. I just heard like the Twitter reactions and things, and I just saw like when that dropped and everyone was talking about it, I was like,
yeah.
What did they do?
I remember watching it and being like, oh my god, this is it. And then that line being said, and everything in me just, I was like, excuse me.
Yeah.
No, what I'm trying to say, Devil's Advocate, it did say love life. I know what it's implied. I know what's intended. Maybe we're just got such dirty minds that we.
Well, no, because he's intended it
as a no, but. He could just be like, yeah, I have a romantic relationship with a paving slab, but that doesn't mean we do things. It could just be
I think
that they still manage to be girlfriend and boyfriend.
I think in Russell's mind that was a cheeky joke, the same as in Rose saying like, you know, when they're on about all the plastics coming to like, oh, what about the breast implants? Like, I think that's the same thing in Russell's head, like a little, just a little cheeky joke in there for the mums and dads watching, that will go over the kids' heads.
Yeah, and then the kids grew up.
And and went, what?
Oh my god.
Yeah, we are those kids right now.
Yeah, that's us.
Sitting here 20 years later being like, I can't believe they just went there. Like, why? Who wanted
and we were
this?
sat there, live broadcast, being like, that makes sense. That's fine.
I think
we grew up and went, Russell.
I think, your like benefit of the doubt is still very much like that childhood naivety of being like, oh, that's very sweet. Not just like, oh, that's kind of horrifying.
They lived happily ever after.
I know what he
They had
meant.
a love life.
I'm trying to play devil's advocate here.
I think it's one of those where you can't really.
Yeah,
you can't.
There's no. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, well, I mean that feels like quite a nice place to wrap up. I mean, I've got notes for a few more, but maybe we come back and do
a part two.
A part two later down the line.
Do you? Yeah, comment below if you want a part two.
Mm-hmm. Part two, maybe we'll look at
and comment any suggestions or any things you think we missed or
anything you think is underrated, or tell us how right or wrong we are. Also, maybe we'll come back and do a classic era edition.
Yes, please.
I've definitely got some ideas there.
Yeah,
I have plenty.
And
not the web planet.
Not the web planet.
Watch me come with like a fantastic case for that, and you guys be like, you know what, I can't fault it.
You can prepare your argument. You best start now.
I was gonna say, I can't even. I 100% know that it's just my love for giant insects that holds that. I just love the Zarbi. I fully understand why no one else likes it.
Well, we're also at some point later in the year we're going to be coming back to do overrated episodes. And do the inverse. So, Harbo, if you're about for that and you want to come on and
I am tip 2. I'm like the secondary, like I'm the backup guest host, I guess. Like
absolutely.
I'm always on board to show up.
Nothing backup about it. You are treasured and loved within the Seisu community.
So I would definitely be up for either like a part 2 of this or just like the swinging the pendulum the other way, getting the counterbalance of overrated episodes, because that's a whole can of worms on its own.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
Well, let's see what if people can let us know what they would like to see, and we'll come back in a few months or something and do some more. But thank you very much for joining us, mate.
Always.
Where can people find you? If
Harbo Wholmes on YouTube is kind of the main thing. I do have like an Instagram and Twitter, but I barely ever use it. I just kind of post on YouTube. Lots of fun stuff coming up. I recently did like a whole series 2 retrospective for like the anniversary of that series. I've got that like TV movie kind of like defending the episode, like the movie, because a lot of people don't like it, but I enjoy it. I think it's good. So I kind of wanted to go back to my roots and think, oh, how can I kind of approach this movie from like a really positive light and try and change some minds on it and kind of get people to appreciate it. And yeah, so lots of like fun stuff in the works and going on at the moment. So yeah,
fun,
great stuff. Yeah, I mean, timey-wimey, because the series 2 and Defending the Despised aren't out yet at the time of recording, so I'm looking forward to digging into those. Kat, where can they find you, my dear?
They can find me at Twitter. No, try again. They can find me on Twitter and Instagram at simplykt_xo. Where can they find you, Tip?
Thank you very much for asking. They can find me also on the Twitter at Cinnabiscuit and on the Cinnabiscuit YouTube channel, which you may very well be listening to this here podcast on right now.
The wonders of technology.
Yes. Thank you for watching. Please give us a like, share, subscribe, follow, rating on Spotify or Apple or wherever you get your podcasts, all of that good stuff. If you leave us a review, we'll read it out, won't we, Kat?
Yes, we will, because that's the thing that we're starting.
That's the thing that we're starting.
Or have started.
Or will start. I don't know.
Or will start.
Needs timelines. Yeah.
I know.
If you would like to support us further, we also have a Patreon where you can come and join us for lots more exciting exclusive content, including bonus podcasts and audio commentary tracks. I'm trying to think what the most recent one will be. We've got
probably our 8-track, right?
Yeah, we've got 8-track where we look at Paul McGann's Big Finish stories. We recently did a commentary for Dimensions in Time. We spoke about Night of the Doctor. Yeah, I know.
Don't you pull that face. Don't you pull that
Dimensions in
face,
Time
Harbo.
is miserable. It's horrible.
No,
Thank you. Yeah. We're also going to be doing a commentary on the TV movie as well. So if you wanted to make a little, you could go over and watch Harbo's video, and then you can come and listen to us watch it along with you. Yeah.
Say whichever one's out first, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, a little double feature. But next time, let's see what we've got coming up.
Next time trailer.
Next
that doesn't spoil the Daleks returning.
It's their Daleks.
Next time, Clara dies. I mean, sorry, we're reviewing Face the Raven.
Woo! It's the end of my birthday month, and we get to end it with one of my favourite episodes. Actually, I shouldn't say that. That's a spoiler.
I mean, I think it's pretty clear how you feel about it.
Okay.
I don't think that's giving too much away. But yeah, until then, thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Remember to leave your comments on what you'd like to see next. Overrated, underrated, wombling free. Tell us, and we'll do it. We'll do anything, won't we? Tell us.
Hey.
Very good. Oh, so many references. Right. Have a lovely week, and we'll see you all soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.